It will be a regame. The game was corrupt, so let us do the reintroduction. Down in the bottom right, from Team Liquid, it is TaeJa!
That was a sustained note, Sean. Very good. And up on the top left side, hopefully people freak out just as much. I have a fun fact about him later, so pretend like I just told you. It's IG MacSed. Sean, are you ready for a fun fact?
Oh, this crowd is awesome. I'm ready for any fact, and I have no doubt that they'll go nuts.
Oh, God, you really hyped that up much more than I anticipated. I was looking on Wikipedia. Apparently, in every tournament outside of the Korean scene, MacSed has exactly a 58% win in all 3 matchups. Yeah. Oh, they're still going.
Wow. This crowd loves data.
It's true.
Data. You know, I'm particularly excited because both players are doing the exact same opening. We saw them originally do. Liquid TaeJa going for the command center first, followed by the double racks, sending out the SCV. Saw him follow that up with a third barracks as well. But is MacSed going to go for this Nexus first?
It would appear so. The probes move down there is going to be going down to the expansion as well. And I don't think the SCV can actually get up there in time to block it. Nope, it does go ahead and drop down immediately. It's going to be on the way here. And, Sean, I guess all of our other commentary from the last game is pretty relevant.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to hear us say the same stuff again,
just go back.
Here it comes. I mean, we see the Mothership Core coming out, going to get the energy out quite early, of course. Is it going to be a fast third barracks, or is it going to be a fast third command center? That's the big divergence point for TaeJa, but of course, we've seen him do the barracks once, sends in the SCV right as the Cybernetics Core finishes, so we can get the full run around the base without, losing it to a Stalker. So nice timing all around.
Yeah, I think the only difference is the Marine is slightly placed different as he shoots these rocks. So he has the high ground advantage there now against those rocks. Should be just fine.
These rocks have no idea what's shooting at him.
Their attack range should probably be buffed. But regardless, the probe down. Once again, pylon even at the same place on the top of the ramp here. And we have the same exact spawns here. Now we have a party of 3 going to be attacking that rock. That is going to be first blood, Sean.
Yep. Structural rocks fall down. Rocks not showing up on the Units Lost tab. A lot of corners being cut by TaeJa, who we see is actually going for double refinery, triple racks, before even building a bunker, and might not build it, and might just go for a push. Do not listen to me. There's the bunker. Up in the top left, Stargate play coming out from MacSed. We haven't seen a lot of Stargate play in TVP lately.
Now, we were talking about this map a little bit earlier, kind of in the first take of it, and you were mentioning just lots of dead area. Does that affect which unit's going to be popping out of the Stargate here?
Yeah, I mean, not only, is the Oracle always going to be a great choice, but of course, Phoenixes is a follow-up. Phoenix is easily being rallied to this great space over here. Nice way to lock down the space.
SCV going to be scouting out the natural. Stalkers are on the hunt and should be able to kill that one off. Stalkers are pretty fast, Sean.
Oh, dude, Insta-Phoenix. Whoa. I mean, how much has MacSed scouted? Okay, so MacSed hasn't scouted at all. Okay, this makes a lot more sense. He's just essentially saying, all right, whether you are going to go for fast drop, fast expand, I will prepare to be the defensive player, not going to go for any Oracle push. Has no clue that his opponent even expanded, but, TaeJa's playing pretty typically. He's getting the engineering bay, going to be following that up with the factory. Everything is looking quite normal.
And the engineering bay has a +1. Stim pack, of course, going to be on the way as well. And right now, I mean, both players kind of being pretty passive. We just had that one SCV go down to those 2 Stalkers, and we do have the Robo out now with the Observer on the way. And is there a, what's kind of the transition after this, once you get a Stargate and a Robotics?
I mean, it's going to have to be Colossus Phoenix. That is the only one. I mean, well, there's the scan, sees the Phoenix is in production, so this is kind of weird because a lot of times players will, keep Marines back, but they'll want to build a turret too, so that will interrupt that Barracks 5. It's going to be 4 and 5 timing.
Well, there is going to be the Robotics Bay on the way, so looking to be shaping up to be those Colossus. 2 Phoenix going to move out. Now, 2 Phoenix can do a little bit of harassment, but not with this many Marines, I'm afraid. Might be able to pick off 1 or 2 SCVs, but that is it. At the same time, though, MacSed really just revealing, I don't have that many Phoenix yet. There is going to be the 3rd one out now, moving out across the map. But TaeJa, I don't think, has scouted the Robotics. Nope, not yet. So we'll see if the Colossus take him by surprise, or if he's gone up against this before and kind of knows the timings.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be just a very aggressive, normal play from TaeJa. I mean, we've been seeing this out of him when he went up against Root Gaming's Minigun, who does love this sort of Phoenix Colossus style. But, you know, I kind of like going straight into the Phoenixes first. We're starting to see this Colossus Phoenix mix get started up a lot earlier. There's attack, again, coming right out the bat. And MacSed doesn't need a lot of observers. His Phoenixes have actually been the only thing that have done any scouting in this game. So,
gotta be careful. Can't afford losing those to the Marines. We do have 3 observers on the map. We'll see if he continues to do that. Probably not, though, because the Colossus production is now underway. Keep in mind that MacSed did also delay those 2 supply depots. Didn't end up being a big deal, but either way, still a nuisance, getting a couple of kills there. And the 3 Phoenix still going to be active scouting around. But you can see the positioning of the observers here. 1 to the north and 2 in midfield. Going to be able to see exactly what's moving out right now, which is just a handful of Marine and Marauder.
They're trying to catch that in medevacs. Such a smart play. Can move into the main, do a little bit of harassment damage. But most importantly, those medevacs could be cut off. Couple of SCVs fall. And immediately MacSed, he's going to get the medevacs.
It looks like TaeJa going to be boosting out of there right now, and the Phoenix not actually giving chase. They are going to be delaying some of that production right there. It looks like Marine and Marauder are going to be coming up here. There's going to be the Nexus Cannon thrown down. The units may be ignoring it, though. The Colossus right here unable to trap those units. A very tense moment. Thankfully for TaeJa, not a lot of sentries there to trap that army. That could have been devastating, and the medevacs will actually make it all the way across the map.
This is a very nice little build by MacSed. You know, when we saw Minigun trying to do this Colossus Phoenix thing, the area he struggled in was just not having enough gas for upgrades for tech, but that Forge snuck in there. Skipping the Oracle has permitted him to have enough gas to get the Forge down. MacSed now just locking down the map, complete vision control. Kind of a surprisingly high number of Zealots, but of course if you don't have gas for force fields, Zealots kind of act like little surrogate force fields, can get in the way of things.
Looks like +1 done for both players. They're also both working on +1 armor here to back it up. Marines actually going to be the ones who grab the Watchtower here. It's always a little costly to grab them with Zealots. 3rd base going to be coming up for MacSed. And based on the 3rd base timing here for both players, Sean, are they looking to be passive or aggressive right now, you think?
It's looking like MacSed wants to be pretty defensive and TaeJa wants to be on the attack. There's the 2nd starport, wants to land, going to land. And sort of counterintuitively, TaeJa's going to increase the aggression. He's going to ramp it up and try to keep that Phoenix number low. Because once the Phoenix number gets to like 9 or 10, very hard to bust down. But, you know, around 4 or 5, the Colossus can easily the Vikings can easily rip down the Colossus.
All right, continued Phoenix production here as one just spawns. Another one's going to be on the way. They are rallied at that expansion. And these Phoenix, of course, going to be very, very useful for taking out the medevacs, also absorbing a lot of the shots from the Vikings, but still continued Colossus production here right now. And Liquid TaeJa still chilling out in the middle here, continuing those upgrades. He now has the double upgrades on the way that he's kind of was known for a while, going for early upgrades, now working on the 2-2 here. While the 1 armor going to be finishing up for Protoss. So a slight head start there, but keep in mind, Protoss have Chrono Boost, so they can catch right back up.
Oh, it's going to fall down. 2-2 upgrades coming up. This is nice. This Phoenix Colossus is sort of a transition rather than a full outright composition. That can wind up being a real struggle for Protoss players when they have to get the Phoenix Colossus combo to just, you know, go off perfectly. Now, I mean, as you were saying with Chrono Boost, Mox is going to be in great shape. He's going to be able to catch up in upgrades, perfect timing on all that stuff. Both players looking very good.
4 Vikings on the way at the exact same time here. Pretty similar supplies, which is not that shocking considering that they haven't really been attacking. There's going to be a big scan, though, revealing the exact Colossus count. He's also going to be seeing a lot of Zealots and Sentries mixed in, so he knows that Storm is not an imminent threat just yet, does not have to switch to the Ghost, because at this point it really starts to fall on the Terran to make sure he has the right counter, whether it's more medevacs, whether it's more Vikings, or more Ghosts. You always want to make sure to have the right amount there. But TaeJa, I mean, playing it surprisingly passive here. You're normally used to seeing Terran players start to drop, start to harass, but he's just like, nope, macro game.
Yeah, and I think this is a really smart play. He's trying to force MacSed's composition. He's trying to just get close enough to encourage a couple more Phoenixes to come out, a couple more Colossus to come out, so then that way TaeJa can mass up the one unit that's perfect against it, the mass Viking composition. He has a serious Viking cloud. He is up to 14 right now. The observer from MacSed see the bad news.
And 4 Vikings still being produced continuously, and that is exactly why that cloud continues to grow. Your units reinforcing through the middle. Keep in mind that the observer for MacSed in the middle has spotted this. Also, the second one going to be spotting the entire unit composition there, and actually whiffs a scan there. He thought there'd be an observer, but it's just nearly out of range. The Vikings have to be moving in. Has to be careful here. Could go for a Colossus snipe. Able to get one right there. The Phoenix, though, decide to engage right now, taking out 1 Viking. That's definitely worth it, though, for TaeJa. Able to kill a Colossus for 1 Viking. I think they'd take that trade any day.
Gosh, I mean, the Viking number is insane. Look at this. 8 Marauders, that is it. 41 Marines. You don't really need a lot of Marauders when there's no Colossus and a lot of Phoenixes. Easy. Just going to take that down in a straightforward fashion. Mothership core falls, not a big deal. Just needs to buy time for charge and 2-2 to get done. It is so close. TaeJa's done with 2-2. He has about a 10-second window where he can get in there.
And it looks like right now he's deciding to take it with these Vikings here. The Phoenix are taking a lot of damage. Here it goes. Nexus Cannon is still up on that Nexus, even though the Mothership Core got taken out here. It does look like charge and the 2-2 now done, so this is going to be a little bit easier for MacSed to hold off. More Vikings are going to be rallied over there. The Observer still catching a glimpse of everything that's going on. No Storm in sight, though, which would be extremely pitiful right now. Ghost upgrades on the way. Mobius Reactor has just been started. This is going to be a very tense mode, though. The Vikings decide to take out yet another Colossus. At the same time, though, it looks like MacSed going to try and run down there, but he doesn't have enough just yet. The Colossus keep falling.
Look at that. 9 Phoenixes have fallen. And other than that, just a handful of SCVs. One-shotting Colossus after Colossus. TaeJa just rips this to shreds. A small Zealot Archon force remains. It is not nearly going to be enough. TaeJa makes this game look easy.
I was going to say, Sean, you mentioned it makes it look easy. That was one of the most one-sided